On the 16th of January 2002, Newcastle County Police received a call which requested a welfare check on Ronald Huff, who failed to show up to his work. Police knocked on the door but received no answer despite audible movement inside the property. When the police managed to unlock the door, they found it difficult to push open. As it turned out, Ronald was up against the door, deceased, and slumped over. From outside the front of the property, Ronald's neighbor could see his pet monitor lizards feeding on his body. Media reported that Ronald owned 6 to 7 monitor lizards, as large as 6 feet. They had eaten his face, his hands, and into his abdomen. Although the autopsy failed to determine the exact way in which Ronald had died, his former boss stated that in the past, Ronald had come to work, showing off bite marks, alluding to the fact that the lizards had attacked him before. In another statement, a neighbor alleged that Ronald had been bitten 1 or 2 weeks prior to the welfare check. He developed a staph infection followed by a high temperature, and at some point may have died as a result of the infection. The neighbor added that being near the door would have been the coolest place in the house, and that it's possible he passed out standing up against the door, where police found him. On Wednesday the 8th of June 2016, Lottie Michelle Belk was celebrating her 55th birthday at a Virginia beach when a strong gust of wind picked up a beach umbrella and impaled her. Witnesses reported that at 5 p.m, the beach umbrella in the photo was lifted from out of the sand before it blew down and struck her in the torso. A lifeguard at the beach began to provide first aid before rescuers could arrive. Unfortunately, by the time rescuers did arrive, Lottie was in cardiac arrest. Lottie was quickly brought to hospital, however, she couldn't be saved. The administrator for the Medical Examiner's District stated that Lottie's cause of death was penetrating blunt force trauma, as it was the tip of the umbrella that struck her. In January 2014, a 52-year-old Brazilian man, referred to as JRN by the police, was found naked and deceased at the farm where he worked as an animal caretaker. Initially, police believed the scene to be a dumping ground and that the man had been murdered. However, the investigation would take an unusual turn. Evidence, such as the condition and location of the man's clothes, led the police to conclude that the man had been trying to have intercourse with one of the pigs when he was attacked and killed by the animals. The man's body was torn apart, with limbs scattered around the pen. The autopsy also found that before entering the pigsty, JRN had consumed alcohol. The body was discovered by the owner of the farm, who was showing a new employee around. On January 19, 1985, Karel Souček, a Czech professional stuntman, used his shock-resistant barrel to fall 180 feet into a tank of water. During the stunt, the barrel did not land in the center of the tank, partially landing on the rim and resulting in the death of the stuntman. In 1984, 1 year prior, Souček successfully proved that his 9x5 foot barrel had shock absorbance when he rolled down the Niagara River and was swept over the brink down Niagara Falls, emerging only with minor cuts. Souček's next stunt with the barrel was at the Houston Astrodome. During the stunt, the barrel was released prematurely, and Souček was severely injured and died an hour afterwards. It was revealed that he suffered a crushed chest and abdomen, as well as a skull fracture. Witnesses stated that they saw the barrel hit the rim, causing it to shatter. Initially, the crowd was cheering, but quickly fell quiet as it became clear that the stunt had failed. It took 5 minutes to get the barrel out of the water, and another 5 to open the barrel. Once opened, paramedics provided aid and lifted the stuntman onto a stretcher. Spectator Greg Stanford quoted, "Nothing like this has ever happened before, but when somebody has to die for people's money, I don't think it's worth it. It kind of ruins the night." On Sunday the 28th of April 2013, an Indian policeman was attempting to beat his own Guinness World Record for the longest zip line while hanging by hair. During the attempt, Sailendra Nath Roy became stuck partway across the zip line where he began to panic, suffering a heart attack. The incident occurred as Salendra was attempting to cross the 500-foot zip line over the River Tsitsa in West Bengal. Approximately halfway across, his hair became entangled in the mechanism, in which Salendra began frantically trying to free himself. After 20 minutes, he became motionless and was eventually rescued by locals as there was no rescue officials present at the time. Salendra was then brought to a hospital where he was declared dead. It was determined from the post-mortem that he had suffered a massive heart attack. His brother stated, "We are proud of his bravery. He was sure to win, but destiny has taken his life and the most beloved member of our family as well."